Okay, then. So I got to admit, this new development from uh, Degen Dalt has its funny side. I I don't really know what to say about it because he's just seen a run of 21 wins to 6 losses. He counts it as nine. He counts it as 19 to 6 losses, but I count double downs as +2 and blackjacks naturals as +1.5. So that bumps up the figure as far as I'm concerned, and it's a perfectly reasonable thing for me to do because you win. As you can see over here, you see yes is a winning double down +2, and here's a natural +1.5. So why not? Anyway, this is the thing to look at here. I mean, look at this. I have never seen anything like that. And in his video, he just sits there and just he keeps on getting win after win after win. I think there was 16 consecutive. My record, which was at the Union Plaza in downtown Las Vegas about 1 million years ago, and I've never come close to it since. And in the same all-nighter at the Union Plaza, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, um, I had 23 losses in a row, and I actually came out ahead that evening, but only by about $200. I went in the hole as far as I think I ever have, and came out and made about 200 after I tipped the dealer at least 100. The dealer who got me out of trouble. Not, not that they have any control over the cards, or at least we all have to hope they don't, right? Anyway, Degen DD is kicking my ass, Algie's ass, right now. I guess if there's an ass kicking around, going around, then it's going to be Algie, and if there's accolades, it's going to be me. But anyway, here we've got it. He's right now on his whole sample since I started with him, most recently anyway. 9% flat AV player advantage, which coincidentally is exactly the same as the current standing for Vegas Matt. Although I've got a couple more of his to add to the pot to keep it boiling. But anyway, I can't compete with bets as high as DD's because I just don't think that way. I just don't think it makes sense. But here we have it. He went from, let me see, he was 3,775 down on his current losing sequence and 1,525 down overall. And now he's ended up at 43,425 ahead on his, at least all the algae, his 2 algae sequences. And good for him. The problem with these things, of course, for these guys is that they can't possibly hope to keep winning more bets than they lose. And, they're betting randomly, essentially. He was pretty smart with his bets this time. He kept pressing, which is something that I'm always nagging at YouTube professionals to do. I mean, if you hit a winning streak, press it, push it, because you've got to make hay while the sun shines. Well, I'm sure that he has had no contact, no interest, no connection with the critique about his play that I put online, but coincidentally, he did the right thing this time. He started out at 500, went to 7, went to 1,000, then to 2, then 2, then 3, then 3.5, dropped back for some reason to 2, then 4.5, 4.5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 1 loss and dropped back down, which I don't think was a terrible idea. I don't think I would have dropped that soon. But in fact, I know I wouldn't because the strategy wouldn't allow me to. But then I would not be betting at those kind of levels. But I just felt anyway that the fair thing for me to do, having been pretty critical of his last session, I thought the right thing for me to do was to put up this latest development. And he's not going to see the like of this again. I don't think anybody ever will. And it's one of those things where you look at it and you think, okay, it's Caesar's palace, so they wouldn't piss around, would they? But no, it was at the Sahara where I encountered the beautiful mechanic who was my undoing, only briefly, I have to say, because I've never bet at multi-thousand levels. But I started out at, I guess, probably 5, and I got it way up to over 1,000, just using my version of progressive betting. And I'm talking now a very long time ago. It was probably, I don't even want to think about it. But I was mesmerized by the dealer because she was absolutely stunning. Red hair like Rita Hayworth. She was just, and very bright and very funny and very crooked. I mean, the stuff she was dealing me. Well, the most important thing, of course, was the stuff she was dealing herself. She was obviously, a mechanic, and I didn't think to protest about it. I just thought, well, fair enough. I've been kicking their ass all night, and I just backed away, more than 1,000 down, and within a couple of hours, I had it back again. Playing with straight dealers, none of them as beautiful as that woman. But there we are. Sometimes we get taken in by youth and beauty, and that hair of hers. Oh, I can still picture it. It's just Anyway, if anybody has any information about a dealer in the Sahara in the probably sometime in the 90s. Jesus, I'm getting so old. Mind you, I feel good. So what can I tell you? Anyway, that's an update on DD. I very much doubt that he'll be able to pull off anything like this again. But I just said that, didn't I? So I'll shut up and put this up. And one thing I did very quickly want to say: he continues to be the absolute champion of dealer 22s. Let's go and have a look. Why not? Why not? Gotta find him. Okay. Okay, so Degen's dealer 22s. I think that was the last one. There's one more. Oh, that was just looking at his win-loss ratio. He did a great job of putting up his bets this time, because that was one thing that I complained about, was the fact that I can't see his bets half the time. He doesn't actually put the bets up ahead of the result, but they come up after the result, so that's the same difference as far as I'm concerned. Dealer 22 with all that money out. I mean, look at it. Dealer 22, 817. Yeah, that's dealer 22. Another pile of money there. Another one. Okay. Oh, that I think must be going back to. I guess that's Vegas Mad. I'm not sure. Huh. But my message, of course, is always don't touch any of these crooked games, any of these crooked Snatch 22 games, because they are the pits. And I'll have to do a slideshow. I'll collect all these dealer 22s together and put up a slideshow which tells the story. But there you have it anyway. I'll catch you next time. I got to say, there's something very appealing about Bretsky and his extraordinary enthusiasm. It's kind of worrying the way that He always looks like he's I don't know, straining to do something. It looks sort of like semi-constipated. But hey, he's he's an entertaining character. This last session of his was very short. It was a baccarat bash with 5,000 at his disposal, and he did fine. He has this different style of play, which is well, it's different. Let's have a look and see what happened to him. Um, Algie, pattern betting, didn't have to struggle at all, really, with this. It was exposure of 50, result 625, maximum bet 400. Not a big deal. What you will see over here is what you see most of the time with these random punters, these random betters, because he got an 8.3% player edge. He made money. And if you look at the actual value, which is, just wins versus losses, ups and downs, also illustrated here, you can see that Bretsky's outcome pretty much matched the pattern for just flat betting. He I just don't know why he did what he did, but hey, it's his money, his choice. I always have to say that. He made 500, but actually only 100 because he gave 400 away, which seems to be the kind of guy that he is. There's this odd thing that happens with these professionals, the way they tip. They definitely overdo it. And that's not saying that tipping isn't right. I have always believed in looking after dealers. But going bonkers is just not appropriate because there will always be down days. And you don't expect dealers to chip in when you're in deep shit. So why go over the top and fling money around like it's going out of style when you happen to be on a weird winning streak? But that's just me. Obviously anybody can do whatever they want to do with their money. And I'm sure that dealers in every casino in the world would say, no, tip us more. And I wouldn't blame them. But it's pretty ridiculous when he gives away 80% of his winnings, but it is his right, and also, of course, I always have to keep in mind the fact that these guys are playing to the peanut gallery, so their approach to games is always going to be different to mine, but I just I don't really get it. Anyway, if pattern betting had put out the same amount of action, the same amount of money as Bretsky did in this case, it would have been a 4,400 win, instead of which it was 625. Bretsky spread 5-1. Algie spread 25 to 400, so 16-1. Bretsky didn't do well with his average win value over average loss value. It was 89%. His average win was 675. You can see it all down here. Average loss was 760. Algie, on the other hand, managed 115 over 75, which is 153%. So that's good. That's it, really. It was a very short session, 24 bets. He's worth watching most of the time. Very unusual, very funny. I think the most important thing that Bretsky has going for him is his dad, Steve, I think his name is. He is something else. Those lads should gamble together more often, or at least, no. What am I saying? What they should be doing is they should be playing together and using pattern betting. That way, they'd be killers. But of course, after a while, sort of welcome from the casinos would change fairly dramatically, and there'd be no more videos, I suspect. Anyway, thanks for hanging in there, sticking with me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so I'm hoping that people accept that I'm in the excuse me, sorry, facts business. And all I've done here is I've just collected together the screenshots that I've remembered to take from time to time when I've been sitting through some of these really tedious losing battles that the various professionals on YouTube, on the gambling channels, have put up for our edification and entertainment and delight. I won't have caught all of them, but I just wanted to say that here we are on 18th of March 2025, and the total is 581,612. That's money that the casinos would have not paid out on. They wouldn't have taken it, but they would have not paid out on those winning bets if the Snatch 22 rule had been in force. The other thing I need to stress is that more than half of that money, 360 something or other thousand, let's have a look, 284,000, 304,000, 359,000, more than that, is from Crazy Cody. He's all these ones down here. 40,000, 100,000, 155,000, 175,000, 459,000, 460,000. So that's just from Crazy Cody burn money. But it still proves the point, and that is that nobody with half a grey cell in their bonds should even think about betting at any of those tables. And some of them not only rip you off on the 20, but they also allow you only one card if your first card is an ace, and they pay naturals at 6 to 5. So talk about casino greed run riot. There it is. Anyway, that's me done for a bit. Bye-bye.